What's up, guys, and good morning. Andy here from the Pip Connect. Wanted to give a markup. Wanted to give an update to yesterday's markup. So what we're going to do first is we're going to find our time from yesterday's market open, which you'll see is right here, 1630. Okay, right there, bam, that's our 1630. The reason that I wanted to show this markup was one, super simple trade. Two, if you go to the Discord and you click on Andy's markups, you're going to see something that is the same thing over and over and over again that I keep preaching. This is a way for you guys to find trades to get into without me even being on the computer when you have these markups. So yesterday, this was everything I marked up, okay? Right here was market open. This is where we got on the charts. I've not touched any of this since yesterday. I literally just turned my computer on. The only thing I did was I put a sell stop in here that got triggered, okay? I'll explain why I put the sell stop in here in a little bit. First, I want to show you yesterday's trade. Look how beautiful this is. Right here is what? Market open, okay? We said we're going to sell down, okay? We are going to push down. They're going to push down a little bit, but ultimately we're looking for what buys, right? Yesterday I said, do not look for sells. Don't even take sells. We're taking strictly buys. Why? One, we've got big news coming. They're going to increase interest rates. And as soon as I said that, my messages blew up. Instagram went nuts. The chat went nuts on the Zoom. And everyone was like, bro, you've lost your mind. There's absolutely no way they're going to push this thing up. They're going to sell. They're going to sell. People are going to lose their mind over it. People are going to be upset. The hedge funds, large institutions, they're selling. And I said, well, cool, but you're about to be proved wrong. So when the market opened, I had my arrow drawn here. We're going to fall down. And we did. We broke trend right here, went back up and hit our little bit of line. But this was the big push right here we had down. Now look, that was a big push. As this has happened, it's 119 pips. My messages are going nuts and people are calling me out and saying really mean things they shouldn't. I'm just kidding. They didn't say anything mean. They're like, see, bro, we told you it's going to sell. And I was like, whoa, my chart says it's going to sell, but we're going to bounce. When we break this trend line, we're going to bounce really hard because we've got this wick fill up here. As you guys heard me say yesterday, if we break out of this wick fill, we're going to do what? We're going to massively push up. And you can see exactly what happened. We came down, we bounced, we broke trend. We worked through every single level of support that we had on the 5 minute, because we marked this one up on the 5 minute for you guys that wanted to be high risk. Broke out of the gray box. From the moment we broke trend right here to our TP, this right here was the end of it. It's 1,000 pip trade. Our TP was right here, which was 838 pips. So let that sink in. Yesterday's markup that I got on a live Zoom with, we caught 838 pips. And no one went too crazy. On Instagram yesterday, I had 3 tags for trades, 3. We had almost 100 people on the Zoom. And we had 3 people on tags on Instagram, which is pretty shitty. I'm just going to say it as it is. Pretty shitty for a trade like that. That's so easy. Why? Because people were so bent on this and blind to it was selling to miss all of this when it's marked up right in front of you. This last part here, so this is going to be the important part for you guys. You guys hear me say all the time, if I'm closing out a buy, I'm going into sells. If I'm closing out sells, I'm going into the buy. Because if you are not convinced that this truly is your TP to get out of your buy for max profits, and you're going to close a buy here, and then you're going to look for other buy entries up here, why are you closing this buy out? And you'll have people say, man, I closed it out just to maximize profits, and now I'm looking for another entry. That's not called maximizing profits. It's called being a dumbass. If you are closing out a trade here to then look for another trade up here for buys, you are now risking everything you just made. And I've seen it time and time again. I've been there, guys. I've been that dumbass. I've been the one that's gotten into a trade, run this thing up, and then said, man, I'm going to close out because I want to maximize profits. And then I get to another buy right here, only for it to slam down, and then we lose half my profits. So this TP. So as soon as I see this TP, I'm closing out my trades. I posted everything on Instagram of the trade to be transparent as I can be. Almost every other single trader that tagged me in some of the trades that they did, they just showed their trading view. They showed where it went. I didn't see any, for the most part, MT4s. I didn't show the trade take place, didn't show where their TPs were, nothing. I showed everything for you guys. Why? Because I wanted you to see that I am doing exactly what I say on here. This is not trading view. This is MT5, my real account here with my history. I mean, I'm showing you guys every single thing I do on here to where you can see what I'm telling you is exactly what I'm doing. Now, why did I get into the sell? One, confluence of events, which is pretty easy. I've got a TP. That's number one. Two, I get a swing high. When we get a swing high, what are we going to do? We're going to do a wick fill. So I'm going to move all this other crap up here so that way it don't get in the way of my wick fill. So we're going to take this wick fill and do this number right here, just like this. When I saw that a 30-minute candle, okay, because keep in mind I did this 6 hours ago. And you can see it for those just joining, I'll show you right here. I got into that sell at 10:26, which was 6 hours ago to market open, okay? So if we look at the candle from market open, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the candle I got put in on. So let's do this right here. That way you guys know. Right there. Right there's my price. As I was going to bed last night, I saw reject, 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 reject. You know what else I saw? We have support right here. That's where it keeps coming down. Hit, hit, hit. It's bouncing within this. Now, Andy, it looks like a bull flag. Well, you're right. But here's the thing. With a bull flag, it's going to put something like this. That's your flag. Bull flag's not going to look like that. Bull flag's not going to look like that. What do I teach you guys about flat candles when they fall flat and then fall and turn flat again? We're going to ignore them, right? So we're going to ignore these candles. We're going to ignore these candles right there. They're falling flat. And then we're going to look into these candles here. And that's all I got because I don't have these candles yet. So I see that we're falling flat here, here, and here. That's the last thing I got. So all I know when I go to bed is I've got these candles falling here. So I do this number right there. I'm like, man, that looks like a solid bull flag. But as soon as we get this, the base of a flag is going to look like this. So keep in mind, I've got these candles right here. So I just go like that. I see right there, that's my bull flag. So what do? I put a buy stop right up here like this. I think it was like 34.028. Where's that? 34.028. So I put a buy stop right there just in case I'm wrong and this thing flies up while I'm asleep. I'm going to be putting that trade. And then I also put a sell stop right down here below that green line where the bottom of the base flag would be for my sell. So price comes down, bam, it hits me on this candle right here. So I think it was like right in this area that I put my sell stop. I go to bed, I wake up, I'm in this trade because of this. Now, currently from this trade, I'm setting at 110 pips at $50 a pip. That's like 5K. So what am I going to do here? Well, I'm not going to lose capital. That's one thing. So I'm going to delete all these lines. I'm going to take this and I'm going to protect the trade. Simple as that. Just like that. I'm not going to close half. Do this right here. I'm not going to close half in this trade because I won so big yesterday that if this decides, meaning price, to go back down and touch the TP for today, which would be that swing low right here, then it would look like so. It would look just like that. Now, exactly where this TP is exactly where we have a 30-minute trend line. So if it touches it here, it can come down and bounce up. If it touches it here, it can come up and bounce up. And then it'd look like this. Okay. I don't want to risk losing a trade that can push me another 572 pips when I had almost 1,000 pip trade yesterday, 838 pips. This is big profits, guys. At $50 a pip, if this could pull off, I mean, I'll just show you right here. We'll take this right here. We'll take this TP and drag it up here. I mean, look, that is let's get a little bit of breathing room. It's a $28,000 trade. So that's $28,000 plus 36,000 plus 2. That's going to be close to about $55,000 to $60,000. And you're done. Easy. Now, we had our gap yesterday. So we're going to look at that for a second. You guys saw me trade the gap. Now, I wish I'd have been a smart dude and held my gap closure yesterday. Let's see, where is my gap from yesterday on here? I think right. No, that's not my gap closure from yesterday. Duh. Let me find it on here. Y'all bear with me 1 second. That's 11. Nope, that's last night. That's where I put in the trade. Oh, am I blind? Sorry, guys. It's been oh, I know how to do this. Huh. Watch how easy this is. Show trade history. So there's where I closed. Where did I close out my trade? Right there it is. Bam. But there's the gap. Found you. All right. So this was the gap yesterday. I wish I'd have held this one here, but I just went to the gap and closed out. I was trading at $500 a pip right there. So if I would have held that trade, which I mean, I would have been in drawdown. But if I'd have held that trade right there at $500 a pip, you guys can do the math. 500 times 369. Just for those that are curious, that's $184,000 trade. But I would have been in some nice drawdown right there that I didn't want. So I'm going to go through here and just answer a few questions while price is kind of doing its thing. Take off my trade history. So where are we at right now? That looks like a solid trade. Looking pretty, not too shabby, almost 13K. So let me go through here and read it. Why the fundamentals didn't make you think sell? Because 99% of every single person that messaged me told me I was wrong. There's no way that every single person that's messaging me on social media is going to be right. Because if that's the case, everyone will be posting wins. So when the vast majority of people are yelling sell, I'm for sure taking a buy. And outside of that, we've pushed down, and this was the big deciding factor. Giuseppe's behind me, and I'm actually going to have him do a Zoom later. He doesn't know that. And he's going to give a third person perspective from everything that I told him yesterday, to where you'll understand it more coming from him, because he heard it from another perspective as I'm explaining it to him yesterday in the mall. So this was our sell-off point up here, okay? We sold from here to here, which is 3,000 pips, okay? That's 3,000 pips in 7 days. We pushed back up. And then yesterday was this area right here. This was yesterday's candle, okay? Right there's today, here's yesterday's. So from the open of yesterday's candle from our sell-off was 2,385 pips. We knew we were gonna have a big move. Do you think they're gonna push this thing down another 1,000 pips? Let me show you guys where that brings us. From yesterday's market open, which is this candle right there, 1,000 pips from there would put us right into this zone, which would put us below the low from February and put us below the low from March of last year. you would have an absolute fallout in the stock market if we dropped 1,000 pips from here. The way the market works, and the reason the price never goes to zero, people ask this all the time, is because they push the market down to push it up, to push it down again. If we, all these 1,000 pip moves, 2,000 pip moves, 3,000 pip moves, 500 pip moves, if we had every time bad news, the market sold down, we would be trading at like $5,000 to $6,000 for the Dow Jones, and we would go below zero and be negative. That can't happen. Like it physically can't happen. Okay. So when they push the market down hard, what do? They push it back up just to push it down harder. That's how the market works, and vice versa. Okay. They'll push the market up to where they can push it back down. That's how price fluctuates. We don't see these as big moves. I mean, 1,000 pip moves massive, which at that point, people should have been messaging me where to mail a gift card yesterday. People should have been sending me Starbucks gift card. Well, not Starbucks, because I hate Starbucks, like Lola Bean, Vibes Coffee. People should have been really blowing me up, because an easy move that I gave to everyone, that I'm setting there on a chart showing you my TP. Like I actually said, this is the TP. So when this trade closes, it's going to be 36,000. When this trade closes, and if you've been on my Zooms, you can typically hear my confidence levels when I'm talking about trades. All right. So being that easy of a trade, it was a no-brainer. It's going up, because we had also got this move down. So you guys remember, when we have these massive pushes down and we get out of our sells, we start looking for what? Buys. That's why here I was preaching buy. On this candle, I was preaching buy, and yesterday I was preaching buy. There were no sells, none whatsoever. Now you can see where we're at. Look at that on the 30. I bet you it looks beautiful. Yeah, not too shabby. I like that. So that's why the fundamentals wasn't there for sells. If you think the market's going to sell, and you start asking all your friends, and you start thinking about, man, they could push us down another 1,000 pips, where would that leave us? That would leave you trading well below, that'd leave you trading well below the $32,000 price point. Not going to happen. They're the market is too smart for that. And you've got your hedge funds that are selling out. So that's what me and Giuseppe were talking about. And that's what I'm having him go over later. Your hedge funds will get scared because they have people's money. So some of your hedge funds will sell positions just to take advantage of the market and see if they can get in another spot. And then your large institutions, your larger hedge funds, they come in, they see it as opportunity, and they're like, we're going to buy this thing up. And what do they do when they buy this up? They sell it, because they start making their money, because they know other people are going to start selling, prices are going to go down. So it's the, buy at the bottom, sell at the top. Sell at the top, buy at the bottom, not vice versa. And I just want to be clear, because I've had some messages pop up in the chat, like, Andy, I can't believe you call people a dumbass. I'm saying things like that just to get your attention, because I've been there too. Don't be the person that gets out of a buy just to get back in a buy to then lose that trade, or being in a sell and then try to look for a sell. When you close that sell, you better be so confident in closing that sell, you're going into a buy. If nothing on the chart is telling you that it's about to stop pushing, or nothing's telling you that it's about to go the other way, then you shouldn't get out of that trade. That's where you protect and let it run. Now, did I miss? Yeah, I missed TP by a little bit. I mean, we had from entry here to my TP was 838 pips. I moved my little candle there. I mean, I moved my little thing up there. I'll sit like right there. Okay. So 838 pips was my TP right there. Make sure that's right. Now, did I miss it? Yeah, I missed it. Look, I had another 173 pips to get. I don't think anyone's going to be mad, though, from catching a move from here to here, getting out of the trade, looking for sell opportunities, and then missing all of this up here. No one cares about that when you catch something that big at all. Man, I had some tough losses this week and didn't take the trade, and I knew I should have. Thank you for your education, sir. You're very welcome, Rebecca. It's, here's the thing. You're going to have losses. I see it a ton. And the bulk majority of losses that I see are from people that are trying to catch trades after market open. Market open is typically your big push. After market open, it can consolidate, move up and down, move all over the place. And it does it on purpose. The markets are built for you to lose. The longer you sit at a computer, the more you're going to lose. You guys see that a lot. There's the independent investor financial group or something like that. I forget the exact name on Facebook that I'm part of. And the guy that leads it, Tanner, I'm always telling him, stop over trading. The dude will take 40, 50 trades a day. And you know what? He'll have days where he wins. But the day he doesn't know this yet because he's not looked at it, the big picture. The only reason he catches the wins that he does is because when he gets into buys, the market's buying up. When he gets into sells and he's stacking sells, the market is selling down. So his direction is right, but he stacks on top of stacks and takes 40, 50 trades, sometimes 90 to 100 trades a day. And every time he blows an account or loses an account, it's because the market turns around. That's how the markets are built. I have people that have made 50 to 100K in a week. I've seen people take a $30,000 and $40,000 account and flip it to $500,000 to $600,000. I have seen it. I've witnessed it. They've sent me the screenshots and I've sat with them. And I've watched those people lose that same account and never take any money out of it and never be profitable. Why? Because they continue trading and the markets want you to trade. You know, the markets are, think about it, you go to Walmart or Target for one thing. By the time you get to the checkout aisle, your whole buggy's full and they've got everything there. And you're like, oh, this pack of gum looks good. I've not seen this one. Oh, wow, they got new breath mints. Look at the new packaging. Oh, man, look at that new, what? They got a new energy drink. That's how the market does. It gives you all these new, man, there comes a new candle. We could take this trade. That's new money. And it always makes you think that you want more and that you're missing something, but you're not. The profits are there. Close the computer, be done. Would you recommend a buy limit at 333.60? I wouldn't, and let me explain why. No, you just heard me say, if you get out of that trade, you better be 100% confident, and I'm not 100% confident that it would not continue pushing further and or bounce, and I'll show you why. When we have a move where we go 1,000 pips up here, and then if this move does hit my TP from here to here, that puts me at almost 2,000 pips in one day, well, 2 days technically. One trading day, because this just happened yesterday at 9:30. So in 24 hours, one full trading day, if it goes as planned, I will have made, call it almost 1,700 to 1,800 pips. That's a lot, guys. That's a lot. That's where you close your computer and you're done. Because that puts this week at like, I think 70, 80K. I mean, as you can see, the account just started getting trading. I mean, deposit was made on 3/24. First trade was taken on 4/4, and we're at $361,000. So I mean, exactly a month of trading, 361,000 on top of the $10,000 accounts that I've been sharing with you guys, of all the deposits I made. Like I'd be foolish to continue to take in trades, especially considering that today's Thursday and I don't like to trade on Friday. So like this is it. I wouldn't look for anything else this week. It's NFP week. So keep that in mind. Tomorrow is going to be crazy. Today could be crazy. I mean, with these types of setups, I mean, technically it doesn't even make you want to trade next week because these are big trades. These are the trades you get to enjoy because you're not having to sit at the computer and manage it. You're not on edge. Your runner did what it was supposed to do, everything. Buy the book, textbook. And these are the trades that I keep telling people, be patient with. Why are you patient with these trades? Well, because one, as you're doing these trades and you leave a runner, would you have got knocked out right here all day? When it broke, you'd have been like, yes, it's happening. We're running, runner. And look at that wick. You're wicked out. That thing came all the way down. It closed. You know why? When you see these wicks popping down on entries, it's closing positions, getting ready for this. What's even better is as it was breaking this trend for sells, because you had a trend line break right there. I mean, perfect. If you actually put it on the bodies like that, you had some drawdown. If you ignored the flat candles from market open, well, prior to market open, you'd have gotten that, you would have caught this sell. And everyone was excited about the sell. And they got knocked out right here. And then price is going up and they see another opportunity, they get another sell here. And then they get another sell here, only for this thing. They're like, profit, it's coming. This is the big move. This is the big move. It shoots right up. They either hold down, they lose half their money, or they don't hold down and close out and they have a massive loss. It is, hey guys, hold on one second. My dad just sent me a message. Mom's having surgery. Sorry, Dad just messaged me. My mom's having a surgery from when she broke her arm, so he's giving me updates. So yeah, let's check the other questions here. Kevin, I should have you added today, brother. It's on my to-do list. Will you close that sale completely at the TP? Yes, if it hits this TP right here, I mean, I'll let it take me out. It can take me out. I may close it beforehand. I mean, it's a $28,000 trade. I can't be mad at that. I'm looking forward to the 4-week mentoring. Me too, Rebecca. Me too. I luckily had a buy stop to make up for my losses from taking sells. It says, perfect explanation of my mistake of morning analysis. Probably would have got out of my sells if I was in front of the charts, but I just let them run in my stop loss and end of the day 400 profit. Not bad. Around what time at night do you look at the charts to choose 30-minute zones? So that's a good question. On this trade here, I typically don't look at the charts at night. I'll look around probably 2:30ish, give or take, just to see what the market's doing. Mainly because, I mean, I like to do my gambling that I told you guys, find current price and put a buy stop, 50 pips above it and a buy stop 50 pips below it. Buy stops 50 pips above, sell stop 50 pips below at $10 per pip. So I risk $1,000 and just see where the trade takes me. Since I've been trading the larger account, I haven't done that for a while because the trades have been hitting pretty good. So, I mean, that's really it. Rudy used to be Rudy and Lambo Rudy on here. Now he's changed his name to Supreme Builds. He's no longer a trader. So no longer a trader. He can change that background to maybe like a dumbbell or something. Sorry, bro, I had to call you out. Someone give him a 10-pounder. So let's see here. So yeah, with last night's analysis was just perfect. I mean, you can ask Giuseppe. Giuseppe walked by on the couch and he's like, bro, I'll see you in the morning. You heading to bed. And what did I say, Giuseppe?
You gonna see what London does?
Yep, I want to see what London does. And I just saw basically this rejection of just, I mean, where London was technically 7 candles ago. So 6 candles from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, right through here was London. And that was the candle where I was like, I'm gonna put my sell stop right there, and it tagged me in. And I was obviously asleep. So if I'd have been up and seen the sell enter here, I would have just put my stop loss, for those asking, I'd have put my stop loss right here on that swing high, which would have sucked. I mean, that's a big stop loss, 212 pips. But I mean, I'd have given back, a little bit of what I won yesterday for a pretty large return here. I missed yesterday's Zoom because of an appointment. Thankful you're back over all of this. Yeah, Jacqueline. And here's the thing. I hated it yesterday because, the Zoom yesterday, I think only had like maybe 68 or 72 people on it. It was at one time it like jumped to 80, but then it went really quick. Because I was here's the thing. It was funny because I had people message me and were like, hey man, jumped on the Zoom, saw that you were in buys, went ahead and got off because I know we're selling. It's like, okay. So they didn't even take the time to listen to my analysis on why I thought the market was going to buy up, which was foolish on them. So, it wasn't a long Zoom, just a few minutes really. But we're going to miss moves like this, and it's not going to be the end of the world. I mean, look how many 1,000 pip days we've seen for the last, 6-7 months. I mean, when you look at the daily, it shows you what we've been doing. We've been just ranging up and down, up and down. We've not had a big push out of this area. So, I mean, look at these entries. You get on, you get your runner, and you can run that thing up 2,000 pips. I mean, look at this. From pip, there's 2,500 pips, 2,919 pips. If you look at this over here, from these high points, it's like 1,500 pips. There's a nice one, 1,500 pips. There's another one, 1,000 pips. So they're even less prior because we're waking up. So there's so much uncertainty in the market. It's really murdering people's psychology. So we're going to have more days, I feel you understand the market in a different way. Well, I'm on my 14th year of trading the Dow Jones. So when it comes to Forex pairs, I'm only 3 years deep into it. This is my 3 year. But for the Dow Jones, I mean, I'm 14 years deep. I grew up in a family that traded stocks. That's all they did was a stock market. It goes all the way back to my great grandfather. And you're talking, Wall Street traders, Wall Street analysis, had brokerage groups. We still have a brokerage in our family that does a lot of brokering for gold and silver. My dad still does it as a hobby. I mean, it's a money maker for him, but it literally is just a hobby, something he does for fun. My dad is, in his mid 60s, and he's a massive miner. He mines Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Doge, all kinds of stuff. We own a fabrication company together where we actually build the casings for miners. So we just pumped out a miner case last week. It's going to be set up for a facility. It's going to hold a little over, I think, 8,600 miners is what they're putting in there. Outside of that, my dad he started trading the Forex market, foreign exchange market, about 2 years ago when I did. He knows about currencies, but never traded on MetaTrader. So I got him on that. So, I mean, I've grown up around it. I've seen everything. My dad's about as hip as it can be with trading. So, being in that environment when it comes to Dow Jones, it's always the opposite of what you think. And that's the psychology you got to have. When the bulk masses of everyone is saying one thing, it's always going to do the opposite, because if the bulk was always right, those people would be blowing up social media. If the influencers that you guys are following telling you, oh yeah, the market's going to buy up, or oh yeah, the market's going to sell down, and then all of a sudden they go silent and just make a post and say, see, told you it was going to do that, then where's your profits at? Where's your MT4, MT5? If you knew it was going to do that, why didn't you take profits? Why aren't you even showing the trades you took? And that's why I tag the people I tag the people that are real in this market. I tag the people who I know are doing what they're saying they're doing. I mean, it's that simple. So being in it long enough, you start to see, what the masses are doing and what they're not. And if there's 99% losers and 1% winners, I mean, not really. You've got about 97. I'd say 97% losers, 3% winners. Then it's always going to be the opposite of the grain that's going to be winning. And that's because people's psychology wants to think something different, and they want to see something different because they were completely sold that we are in a horrible situation. The government's not going to let this thing crash almost 5,000 to 6,000 pips over the course of a week. There's no way. So that's kind of where you have to look at the market, is look at the fundamentals of what's taking place on the news outlets, what they're saying on different groups. I'll post it. There's a Discord that I'm part of that actually posts news faster than the news sources do. So I'll get that out to everyone to where you guys can see that. But I watch that, and then I look at what people are saying on social media. So on social media, it's more or less, I'll use it on Facebook. Facebook allows you to have different groups and stuff. So on Facebook, I'll have a group that I've basically labeled as, traders. And it's every single person that's a trader that I've lumped into one group, so I can go back and read. It's a list, technically. That's where I can go back and read everything that group has posted. And if I see the vast majority of people are saying it's going to do one thing, then that's my confluence of events that it's going to do the opposite, because there's no way that many people are going to win. If that was the case, everyone would be driving Lambos and Ferraris. Trying to see. This guy, I messed up yesterday, entered more buys, not realizing news was hitting in 4 minutes. Yeah, that was rough. That was really rough. So I was like trading market up myself. I'm wondering when exactly you took that entry. I had a sell stop up here based on closing out of, not closing, but ignoring these flat candles. I always say ignore flat candles when you're building your trend. You can just go through them. And I was like, this is a bull flag. So I put a buy stop outside of the bull flag for up, and then I put a sell stop at the bottom of the base of the bull flag to where if it slams down, I'm going to be able to catch that move. So this right here was TP yesterday when we broke out this box. Where we're at right now is TP1. So if you are in sales at any point through here and you're in profit, this is where you would exit your trade at partials here. I'm not exiting my trade at partials here because I had a massive day yesterday. I want the full TP. Plus, you know why? It makes me feel better. Hold on 1 second, guys. I also need to get this screenshot mode. There we go. So let's see. I should have had a sell stop at 33,990. That'd have been a solid zone. 33,990 would have been out of this. And so even if you wasn't using this wick fill for rejection, we knew that support was right here at 34,000. 34,000 was crazy, crazy support. And anytime you see even numbers in the Dow Jones, keep in mind that's always just an area. So like right now, where did we wick at? Go there, look, 33,497, wasn't it? Yeah, 33,495. But look, that's a 33,500 area break. this would be an area that it will bounce and then further come down or just push through it. Why? It's an even number, 33,500, 34,000, 34,500. Go back and look at your even numbers. Your 33,000 even, go look at that. So if we zoom out and you find your 33,000 even, which is right, come on, get down there, right there. Look at how many times it's wicked and hitting that area. Why? It's 33,000 flat. Go back up to your 33,500. You can do it all the way down. It'd be 32,500, 32,000. As long as it's those, I say it's not really even numbers per se, but you get the gist of it. I totally just described what happened to me, praying for mom too. Thanks guys for the messages, for prayers and whatnot. Mom's, she's 63. For those that don't know, we were ice skating. She shattered her wrist. So she's having to have a plate and 3 pins put in it. And on top of that, they've had a cat, 16 years old. That's kind of been their little baby since me and my brother moved out of the house, and it's slowly passing away. So poor mom and dad have just had a crazy last couple of weeks, but outside of that, they're both good and healthy. Oh no, what is happening? I'm losing connection. Probably. Well, there we go. Now we're cooking. Man, it's going to hit my TP live. How cool is this? This is like when you first start trading, this is the most exciting thing ever. Having a TP hit while you're on a Zoom. It's like, yes. All right. So, thank you. Hope mom's doing well. Thank you. 4-week mentorship. Sorry if it's a topic of question. Is there online courses for June? If you go to the pipconnect.com and click on upcoming classes and stuff, it'll give you everything there. It's just the pipconnect.com. Where did you place your stop loss? Just right in front of it. Right here. When I had that, I didn't even have a stop loss for it last night whatsoever. I had a buy stop up here that I closed. That I placed right there outside of that trend line. So the buy stop would have acted as my stop loss. That wick where it broke trend line right before the big move. How did you know when to hold something like that? Man, because I knew we were going to go into buys, I was not worried about this drawdown whatsoever through here at all. I was looking, if you look kind of prior to where we were at in the market in this area, I knew that when I entered my buys here and I had that other buy up in here, I closed this buy out in profit when it shot up just a little bit. My stop loss was right here. So I didn't have much to worry about. I had a stop loss right there. So if this thing came and knocked me out right here, because I was in my buys, I think like right in this area here, right here. It had been a 300 pip loss, which again, would have sucked. There's no way around it. But when I'm confident in what I'm doing, Giuseppe and everyone will tell you, I'll hold that trade. It's just like what we're seeing. Let's see here. It's just like what we're seeing from these trades right here. Like these, I'm in drawdown on these trades. I've been drawdown $15,000 on these. I'm not worried about it. I can close out this one trade right here, this EJ trade. And when I close out this EJ trade, it'll kill all of those trades. And now I'm in more profit. So I'm not worried about these for long term. I really want these to come back around. I'm still bearish on the JPY market, excuse me, as a whole. So it's just I guess, seeing the other wins that I've had, knowing that if those trades go against me, I can close out, knowing the profit I have, I'm playing with equity. If I were to take a massive loss right now for 50K for something, then that still leaves me a lot of equity that I've made this year, and I'm not had to, this month, and I'm not having to touch the capital itself. So play off your equity. And if you don't have that equity, then you've got to be a little bit more cautious. But as you're building it, it'll add to the confidence level when you see these moves and see these things taking shape. How do you choose 5 minute versus so 1 minute and 30 minute is what I love to trade. I recommend people when it's a high risk market, meaning a lot of wicks, that they obviously use the 5 minute, because with a lot of wicks on the 5 minute, it kind of takes those into account for just candles in general. And you're not having that big like up, down, up, down, up, down. Yesterday when the news was hitting, what time was it, Giuseppe? like
Two.
yeah, it's 1:30, 2 o'clock. We're in the gym, and Giuseppe comes over. He's like, bro, look at this. And I'm looking at his chart, and I'm like, holy cow, that 1 minute's going nuts. He was like, bro, that's the 5 minute. Like even the 5 minute was moving hard. The 1 minutes were as wiki as could be. So it just kind of consolidates all the candles into, well, 5 candles really into one candle to where you're not getting as many wicks. So just something good to think about. You, sir, are a game changer. Absolutely changed my trade. Much appreciated. Any word on the upload of the 2-day class? Yes, I'm actually doing some watermarks across it. So other people, there's been, man, it's where the Forex market is heading, or the influencers that are in it. Some of these people have lost their mind, and it's crazy. So the last time that I uploaded, I told you guys everything I ran into, where I got sent a YouTube video of a guy that had used my exact same Zoom and then done a voiceover, and he was selling it to people within his group. So it's taken YouTube now almost, I think it was last week when I found that. So it's taken them, they took it down yesterday. So it's gone now, finally. So I'm gonna have to put watermarks on it, and then I'm uploading it to an actual, I think it's Zoom that has it, to where only the people that can access it are people with the password of the class. And that way it just doesn't, I mean, I'm assuming people can still pass out their password to their email and stuff, which if someone does that, I mean, you're pretty ignorant. I wouldn't want anyone else to have my email password. And hopefully that stops some of the people trying to scam and trying to rip stuff. It's very disheartening. I will say this, it will be the last time that I actually record though an online class, for the simple fact that it's been more of a headache trying to protect what I teach and what we do, than it is just to give it out to the masses. So, and again, people, Andy, if you want people to learn, why don't you give it out to the masses? Because it's my time. It's my time. It's been the years and years in the market that I do stuff. And it's only fair. I mean, there's a ton of free stuff on YouTube. There's a ton of free stuff out there. And I tell people, if the free content is working for you, then you don't need my content. If the stuff that you're learning on YouTube or different telegrams or groups is working for you, then you wouldn't need to see anything else. So I kind of hold it close dear to heart. And my Jesus, it missed my TP. Look at that. By how many pips is that? That's funny. 26 pips, Giuseppe. Man. All right. So back to the questions here. No, literally 26 pips. It came down to right there and said, nah, I don't want it right now. I wasn't able to trade last night, waiting to see what this 10-15 move does. And well, there we go. We'll see what happens. Is this Zoom going to be uploaded? Yeah, I'm going to upload this Zoom because I mean, I actually made this Zoom up for the masses. So I sent out a message to everyone so they could become part of it. Bro, I got you. I'll unmute you. First time here. Such a warm welcome. Lots of caring words. So informational. Thanks, bro. Man, you're welcome, Kevin. Dude, it's, I like having fun with this stuff. I don't take trading too serious, so to speak. I mean, I take it serious, but it's not hold on a second. Someone sent me something I want to look at real quick. Nice. Congrats, Kevin. Kevin just sent me a screenshot of his wins. So dude, congrats. Those are solid wins. I like having fun with trading. Trading should be fun. It should be something that you're continuing to learn at. If you are a trader and you've got like big days of wins and big days of losses, and basically it's a wash on your account, then I tell people continue trying, find a way to make it fun. Trade with a group of people. I mean, that's the reason I like the Zooms. Everyone can trade together. I know it's not like it used to be. Used to, they were on every single day. Rudy, Giuseppe, Jeremy, Cody, and well, Cody wouldn't get on as much in the morning and host. He was more of a night time, but they'd get on in the morning at 6, 7 o'clock, and they'd stay on until 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the evening. And everyone would talk, have conversations, laugh, and cut up. And it's like, while it was fun for a while, I really started looking at it. It's like, but that's not what we're trying to teach. We don't want people to have a 9-to-5 job sitting on a chart. We want people to get into trades and walk away and live their life. That's how it should be done. We shouldn't be confined to a chair for hours upon hours a day. If so, then you might as well just go and get a 9-to-5 because you're going to hand your money back to the market anyway. I mean, it's as simple as that. You find a trader that sits in a chair all day. And I'm not talking about ones that have to do it for large companies and hedge funds, but people in their house, because you start getting bored, you start taking more trades, you give your money back. It's common sense. So I was like, guys, let's not do this anymore. I did tell Rudy, Giuseppe, Cody, and all of them that, hey, if you guys want to jump on and just host a Zoom and talk and let people know, hey, we're going to get on and chat for a bit, catch up with everyone, then dude, by all means have one. By all means have one. But let's not make it to where it's an everyday thing, just giving the money back that we're making on these moves. It makes absolutely no sense. So yeah, love it here. And Kevin, I'll actually look at all of your trade history and then send you a message. We do a lot of projects for Bitmain, and they are now the largest consumer of power in Knoxville, trumping UTK, building in Texas soon. That's awesome, bro. I freaking love it. They do a lot of good stuff. They were supposed to move into this area because of internet and the cost of electricity and stuff, but I've not heard anything new on that. I'm gonna read y'all Rich verbatim. This is not Andy's word, this is Rich's. He says, fuck that, listen to Andy. Click the button and take the freaking money. Let the free money fund your learning mistakes. I love it. Thank you, Rich. I can't wait till the online class in June. Hey, I know you don't mark up for SPX, but just to let you know, when I post it on social media, I only do it because it's a small account size. No, here's the thing. The reason I give such a hard time about that is, I understand people don't want to post profits on social media. A lot of people that trade with us are business owners, and they don't want their employees to know what they're making while they're sitting in the office. Some people also work for someone or work for a job, and they don't want the job to know that they're making 10 times their monthly salary, while they're sitting at their day job. So trust me, I get it. But, given a quick shout out, letting people know what's happening and all that is what you want to do, because why? That's how people grow in this community. Giuseppe would have never met me had someone not shared a story. Rudy would not have met me if someone wouldn't have shared a story. Rich would not have met me if someone wouldn't have told him about, trading and things that I was doing. Scott would not be here if it wasn't for someone telling Scott. Kevin wouldn't have booked a Zoom with me all the way from London if he wouldn't have, dude, or wherever he was from. I think he was from London or Italy. Yeah, he was London. So, you've got all these things happening on here because people shared a story. And when I follow some of you guys, it's like, oh, we better share this for Will Smith, or, oh, we better share this because Lamborghini just made a new car, or, oh, here's a motivational guy that's giving people motivation. Oh, look at this. Did you hear about what's happening in the government? Oh no, we need to ban abortions, or we need to let abort. Like, everyone's sharing everything about people they don't know, everything about someone that doesn't even know their name. I see it all the time. I'll follow people and they share more celebrity gossip than I've ever seen in my life, but then they don't give their local businesses shout outs. They don't give mentors shout outs. They don't give the people who are investing time shout outs that actually know them by name, to where if they see them out there like, hey, what's up? And they give them a little dap and say, man, let me buy you a cup of coffee. That's the environment we're in. We're so stuck on sharing information of strangers. I see people that will go to Starbucks and post a picture of a Starbucks cup to send more business to Starbucks instead of visiting a local coffee shop to take a picture of their stuff to then support a local business that's supporting the community on top of supporting employees and giving them better opportunities within the market to own stores, to own franchises. Then they do that. Like, it's some people just don't think about it. It's not even a thing of thinking. So, for me, it's like, if you're sharing, like, guys, check out this new shirt I got. It's like, cool. Hey, why don't you shop from a little local online brand and help them out, build something, So I always give people a hard time about that because it's the truth. Give back to your community, give shout outs and help those that actually know your name, not some celebrity that if they saw you, you can't even high five them because you can't even get near them. Like, let that stuff sink in. So for you though, Adrian, I get it. It's hard to post. It's hard to post Andy shout out for the markup or the group or the Pip Connect when we didn't even mark up SPX. So I get it. Thank you, Andy, for giving up the sauce today. Have to get ready for work. Excited. US 30 with 2K. Praying for your mom's surgery. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Just murdered the trade. Closed my sell last night. If I would have left that, would be swimming. You're a goat, Andy. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. Man, I'm just a little kitty cat in the market. Let's see. Could you repeat that about even numbers? Yeah. So even numbers for me is you're going to see a lot of resistance take place when you see like 33,000, even 33,500, 33,000 flat, 32,500. When I say even numbers, it's really not even numbers. It's just large chunks of numbers where it's a midway point. So 33,000 to 33,500 to 34,000. All of those in between, you'll get a lot of movement. But when it starts hitting those levels, like you can see here, if we take this to the 1 minute and we look at what's happened, since we've hit, this 33,500, which was this area right here. I mean, look, it came down, up, wick up, now it's like, oh crap, what are we going to do here? This is kind of a mental area. We're going to push back up, we're going to shove back down. So let's see here. Can your crew work on the recording for the 2-day class? Yep, just mentioned that. This trade was a sell stop that hit overnight. Yep, sell stop over analysis that I saw that we had a wick fill up here, and we kept rejecting that wick fill. And then we had support at the $34,006 mark right there. And I was like, this could be a bull flag, but if it's not, I'm going to put my sell stop at the base of the bull flag, which is the 33,964. That would make up the flag. See it right there, the top part, and then the base of it right there. So, and here we go. Come on, give it to me this time, because I don't want to look like a fool. If I'm on here and this TP doesn't hit, I look like a complete noob, Instagram influencer trying to sell y'all something that's not going to work. And there we go. TP hit. All right, so solid TP hit. You guys just witnessed taking that trade, holding it through all the crap, and closed out TP right there for 573 pips. So quick little thing. Anywhere through here, y'all could have taken that trade because we had TP. But we'll go back and look to see how that turned out. So that trade turned out for us at $28,000. So not too shabby. So $28,000 trade. I'll take that all day. Obviously, I was asleep when it happened, but I managed it from market open. Market open was right here, 1630. Yeah, so right there. So I mean, it really took an hour for the trade to hit. So now at this point, the way that I do is I'm done. Like I'm done for the week. I'm done for the day. When we end this Zoom, I'm going to go take a shower. Actually, Hannah's still laying in bed. We stayed up late last night. We stayed up till like what, 3 o'clock. She was like 2:30ish, I think, 2:45 when we finally like laid in bed. Which I don't look at my phone when I'm in bed with her. I will if like we're having to do emails and stuff, but I'll never understand that. You're in bed with this beautiful lady and then you're just staring at your phone. I'd much rather stare at her and, well, I'm not gonna say anything, but you get the picture. I would much rather have fun there. So we stayed up till about 4:30, 4:45ish, and then just went to sleep. Didn't even look at my phone again, and then woke up to this. So she rolled over. She's like, "Do I need to get up and fix breakfast for the kids?" I was like, "No, they're fine. You lay in bed and get rest. You've had a long week." So we got Miami next week. Let's see. Is Rudy really not trading anymore? So update on Rudy. I want to give an update on Rudy. Rudy has become a professional bodybuilder. He sent me a message a while back and figured that he did good in trading, but he figured he could probably make more money being an influencer for working out than trading. So he's starting his bodybuilding career. He's going to start out in women's physique. So he's going to play with that a little bit and see how that goes. That's why he's building up his legs so much. So that's why his name is Supreme Builds now, because he's the supreme builder of his body. People have been messaging like, bro, all I see on Instagram now is these flex pics. And I was like, oh, he's not flexing the county anymore. He's wanting to flex his biceps. So I think he realized that he can catch more women that way. No, I'm just kidding. I'm giving Rudy a hard time. I told the team to focus on themselves. I think as traders, it's really important for us to, I say traders, as mentors and people that are watching people trade with you, under you, it's important to analyze their life situation. So when I look at Giuseppe and I look at Jeremy and I look at Cody and I looked at Rudy as a team, we all had a big, long team meeting for about an hour and a half. And although this didn't have much to do with trading, but guys, listen to me. If you're on the Zoom, this would be important information if you own a business. This would be important information if you've got a group of friends. This would be very important. I was analyzing the group, and I'll start with Jeremy. I was like, where's Jeremy at? Jeremy's a good trader. Jeremy knows how to mark up a chart. He's been doing really, really well. He's got a good business that's smoking it. what should he do? And I was like, to be honest, he's in the prime of his business right now. We're hitting like his business's prime time, which is this time of the year. They're staying busy hand over fist. He had a couple of his workers die, and he needs to focus on his business. So I was like, Jeremy, I want you to focus on your business, man, because it's making you money hand over fist. You're a good trader. You know how to trade. You know how to mark up a chart. There's no reason for you to continue staying on the charts. Like you're making killer money working. Trade when you want to, have fun with it, but focus on your business because they're wanting to sell it, grow it, and get this thing sold. And that should be your main focus right now. So then I started looking at Cody, and Cody's got trading down pat. Cody's an amazing trader. He knows his zones. He's sat with me and just saw how kind of I hedged the market and played with it. He's been doing that. He's been doing phenomenal. He just moved here all the way from Arizona. So he's living in Chattanooga now. Him and his dog Raleigh are here. We hang out, we go out, and I was like, dude, I just want you to have fun and focus on you. Don't worry about having to get on Zooms all the time, all this stuff. If you want to get on night time, get on at night time, but like enjoy Chattanooga, enjoy life, enjoy time with your dog. Come over here and hang out with us and let's just chill. If you want to trade a little bit here and there, but I just want you to focus on life right now. And then Giuseppe's with me. So, I mean, Giuseppe's was the same story. I said, Giuseppe, you just moved to chat. You're watching me trade, you're learning trading, you're getting things set up, you're trying to build businesses. I'm trying to build a couple of businesses for them. Let's just focus on this stuff and let's have fun. Don't get too wound up in having to be on the charts every morning. If you want to sleep in, sleep in. If you want to wake up. Like I want you to focus on you. And then I looked at Rudy and I was like, oh dear Jesus, here we are. Little Rudy, a little baby Rudy wants to be a bodybuilder. So I was like, Rudy, you can't be a bodybuilder, bro. When have you ever seen a professional bodybuilder that's Indian? And he was like, what? And I was like, bro, think about this. Show me one bodybuilder that has made an Olympian show that stepped on the stage that's Indian. And he was like, bro, I'm about to be that guy. No, I'm just kidding. But Rudy's actually one of my mentees for my program. And I told him I wanted him to focus on building more capital. He's young. He knows how to mark up a chart. He knows how to push a button. I was like, the thing for you is build more capital. So work yourself to death, work yourself. If you've got 100 to 120 hours a week, use your hands and take advantage of it while your body's young, because you can't continue working that way as you get older. You can, but it wears you down. You can talk to any of us older guys. Myself, I'm 40, Rich just turned 35 this year. So actually, I think Rich might be 36. But I was like, if you listen to any of these older guys, you've got to take advantage of where your body's at. You can't continue pushing the limits as you get older. It starts to wear you down. You start to get tired. You can start having health issues. It's time to really chill out. So I was like, while you're young, Rudy, you're not teen, just build tons of capital, open you up a smaller live account and just trade it for fun, to where you don't get, rusty. You don't see the markets a different way. Continue doing it and just give yourself time. And come, middle of this year or end of this year, then we'll all jump back on. We'll see where everyone's at, and then we'll start trading like we used to. And we all come to agreement that would work out, and that's where we're at. So it's good for the team. So you have to analyze the people around you, see what they're doing, and then just go from there. Don't let your mind just get on this tunnel vision one-way track that trading is the end all be all, because there's opportunity, everything. It'd be like, I always use Rich, for example, because most of you guys know him. He's the crazy dancer guy in our group. And, he owns a business that does really, really well. And he'll tell you, where your bread and butter is at and the things that you do, you still have to be there for it. And if you can focus on it, you can build capital in multiple streams. You can still trade, you can still have fun. So yeah, that's kind of what we did. We just took a step back and said, let's take some time off for this year. I'll handle the Zooms. So anytime I'm trading live, I'll jump on the Zooms. And if I'm not trading live, I'll give a markup and we'll just see where it goes and go from there. And that was it. But the team is good. Everybody's good. Rudy's working his butt off. Just literally murdering it on stacking hours upon hours. Giuseppe is here. He's doing really well. He's coming up with things to do and businesses to build, and Cody's doing the same with him, and Jeremy's crushing his business. So the team's doing great. Rich is right now out on a boat in the middle of the freaking ocean. So it's crazy. I'm watching Rich. He is literally on a boat in the middle of the ocean with a headset on. Oh, this is crazy. I'll unmute you guys in just a little bit. I will unmute y'all. That's why I told you I needed to. Okay. Yeah, that volatility, bro, will mess you up. Let's see, man, the juice is definitely worth the squeeze here all day. Thank you, Rebecca. Will you ever enter trades on the live again, or will it only be no? We entered trades on the lives last week. We had some that we entered that we got tagged in buy stops and sell stops. The sell stop, because I've already had like probably 20 messages in here on, Andy, why didn't you post the buy stop last night? I mean, the sell stop last night, because I want people to start analyzing things. There's going to be a day where Andy Peters does not trade anymore. Believe it or not, there's going to be that day. Because I don't have to trade every single day. I mean, just what I've done this month in April is enough money for people to live on for an entire year in a really good life, or living about 4 years medium household income for the Chattanooga area. So in 1 month, I've turned that, not even sitting at the charts every day, just randomly trading when I felt like it. So there's going to become a day where I don't want to trade every single day. It might be like once or twice a month, and that's really it. And when those happen, I want people to learn how I trade so you guys can take the same opportunities that I do. So like yesterday, we would have had this wick fill. This would have signaled you guys to get into sells. When you do a wick fill and you see rejection, 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 you can get into sells here. That's your stop loss. So you can see how much you want to risk. If you click sell right here, then you know you're risking 84 pips. If you click sell right here, you're risking 252 pips. And that's just how you measure it out. And then you do this, you're okay, well, price rejected, it went back up, rejected, it went back up, rejected, it went back up, rejected. I might want to click sell right here. Same with this area here. When we looked at this yesterday, look at all this support down here on the bottom. You had a massive wick push up, wick, 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 candle, wick, 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 wick. When you see this many wicks, that means if this thing breaks, like truly breaks, it's going to fly down. But guess what? Your stop loss is down here, so it's not terrible. So if you're clicking buys all the way up here, you've only got 200, 250, 300 pip stop loss. The reason that stop loss scares people on US 30 is because it sounds so big, because everyone over leverages. On US 30, a 250 pip stop loss is the equivalent of a pair moving 25 pips in terms of the amount of money someone's going to make. Because on pairs, when someone's just trying to catch 25 pips, you're running $100 a pip. On US 30, when someone's trying to catch 250 pips, you're running $10 a pip. The profit's the same. The profit's still $2,500. The loss is still $2,500. But we've gotten in our heads that I've got to trade US 30 with $50 a pip. And you're like, well, that's 200 pip stop loss. Oh God, holy hell, I can't take that trade. That's a massive stop loss right there. I can't do that. So again, it's all in relation to, the stop losses. And this is a 30-minute stop loss, not even a 1 minute. If you take this thing down to the 1 minute and you look at where it rejected, I mean, look how many times it rejected on this 1 minute. And here's what's even cooler. You could have right here, you could have taken advantage of a quick little sell, right there. And your stop loss would have been right here. Guess what? You'd have got knocked out. But then you've got another dot to dot right here that looks like that. So that dot to dot put you in a sell right here with your stop loss only 69 pips away. And you're in that trade. And then again, you've got all these dots lining up. And what do you guys say? When you got dots that line up and you can almost hit all of them like that, look at that break this morning. Guess where your stop loss is? Last swing high, 70 pips. So you could have stacked, if you were trading this on the 1 minute, you probably could have stacked 5 or 6 entries on this trade and really, really, really murdered it. So again, didn't give it out because I want some of these trades, I want people to actually jump on and analyze and see what it does, because that's how you learn. If you're always doing what I post and nothing of your own, you will never learn. Now, yesterday's trade was a free trade, period, because that was, hey guys, I'm in these buys. I was in at like $85 a pip. This thing's going to run, and I closed out my $25 a pip one in profit and then just let that 61 run. And that was just sticking with my rules. If I have 2 positions and I get in a nice profit, I close one of them out, whichever one's the smallest. And that was my rule. So I stuck with it. Thanks for everything, Andy. You definitely a person I look up to, not just as a trader, but as family and a businessman. Can't wait to pick up some of your brain on the 4-week program. Much love. Much love to you as well. Thank you so much. Well, we got a lot of questions. I still like to know if you had a Civic and a hot dog. Yes, I've had Civic and hot dogs. Bro, I can't share anything on my socials because if my wife knew I was back in the market, she would lose it. It's already a tough place right now. Yeah, bro, don't do that. Don't do that. And like I said, I give everyone a hard time about that because I want to see we should be blowing up. There are, excuse me, excuse my language, excuse my verbiage, but I'm going to say it for what it is. There are so many nut riders on this Forex market of influencers where if people have a certain look, if people act a certain way, if people drive certain cars, they are the professionals that are going to help you get to that level. When in return, those people are not. They are doing nothing but trying to sell you a dream and sell you a dream and sell you a dream and sell you a dream without giving you anything that they are doing. Okay. That's the reason I'm like, guys, people need to know that we're trading on a live account. People need to know where I'm actually trading on an MT5 in front of you guys. I'm not trading on anything else. I'm not telling you I'm doing anything else. And that's why, I mean, I tag the people that I know are real. You'll see me tag my Anthony Williams, my Q Banks. You'll see me tag those people. I've sat with those people. I've watched them trade. I've watched them make the money. I can vouch for them. There's a very, very, I'd say big majority of traders are going to be at the FX Summit. Some I don't know, but the ones that I do know, I can vouch for them. But in this grand scheme of things, there's so many people that will share a markup and they're like, man, I can't believe his markup hit. It's like, did he even take the trade? I just see a trading view template. I don't see him taking the trade. If a trader, and I'll tell you this right now, me as a trader, if I'm confident something's about to run 1,000 pips and I don't take that trade, and then all of a sudden I'm like, see, told you guys, yep, we hit it. It's like, Randy, why didn't you take that trade? Now, if I'm out traveling or I'm on a boat in the middle of nowhere and I don't have good service, I'm probably not going to take that trade. But if I'm sitting in my own house, I'm going to take that trade. So I want people just to see that what we're doing is real. They have it backwards. Society has led the young to believe flossing is the way of life, make people think you have more than what you have. It's no longer about the depth of an individual. It's all about the image. It is true words there. It's about the image that they can portray and not what's actually taking place. And I see that a lot. We got me, Giuseppe, and Juan and a few of us are going to do a podcast just on that same subject because we talked about it at the house the other day amongst ourselves. And I was like, wow, this is going to be a really good podcast because it is. It's people want you to, this will sound really rude, but I'll go ahead and say it. People want you to think that their journey is relatable when it's not. And if people can make you think that it's relatable, then you will buy whatever they're trying to sell you. And that's why I'm 100% transparent with people. The life that I have today is not because I started trading Forex, period. The life that I'm building for myself in the future has a lot to do with Forex. I'm 3 years deep into it and it treats me really well. But the life that I had before I even started trading Forex was pretty dang good. I mean, with all the crypto stuff that I did, I mean, all the places we've traveled, all the things that we've had. I mean, I was buying, 6-figure bottles of whiskey before I traded Forex. Before I started trading Forex, I had 4 Rolexes, 2 Hublots, all kinds of watches before I started trading Forex. I owned multiple properties before I started trading Forex. Everything that I've done was before I started trading Forex. Forex has just been the icing on the cake. So, there's so many people that tell you, though, that is the way you have to do it. That's why you need this signal group. That's why you need to join this Telegram. That's why you need to join this Discord. That's why you need to take this class. That's why you need to do this. I preach the same thing, but I'm also transparent with what I'm doing. There's a lot of people that preach that same thing. They can't trade themselves out of a paper sack. So again, what Dan's saying is society has led people that flossing is the only way. They see someone with nice cars, nice watches, nice things, and say, wow, I want to be just like this person, not knowing that that person is a trader, but they own 10 businesses. And the 10 businesses is what gives them the profits that they really make and the capital to even trade Forex. So you just have to be cautious with those people. Have live conversations with them. See if they're live people, and that's why I've always tagged Q, tagged Anthony, tagged those people because they are real people. I've personally seen it firsthand. But the ones that I know 100% are not there, I'm not going to share their stuff. They can tag me all day. I'm not sharing it. I want people to see life for what it's supposed to be. Another killer markup, Nas as always. Thank you. Any update on the blueprint? Supposed to have one tonight. But thank you for everything. You're flipping epic and game changer. Made my first withdrawal this week. Congrats, man. My dude just made a $5,000 withdrawal. Congrats. That's big. Remember, the money's not in your bank account. It's not your money. Keep that in mind. If it's in MetaTrader, not your money. Holding one runner just in case. I love it. Yeah, dude. I mean, a runner on this, I mean, my TP was right here. I was very, so I'll show you what we got here. This right here, this 33,360 is your first TP. That's going to be the safest one we got. The one that's not safe is this one right here. That swing low, that's technically, because we never use swing highs as TPs. It's always swing lows. If you're using a swing high, you're taking it the safe route. If you're using the swing low, you're taking the non-safe route. So this swing low of the 33,033 to the base right here, because that's a wick fill, to the 33,074, that is truly your TP. And again, that's going to push from my TP to there. That's pushing to 286 pips. So the way that I look at this is I'll take 286 pips times 50. And I'm like, okay, that's a $14,000, additional money. As you can see here, 28. Do I want to risk $28,000 worth of profit to hit this TP down here? I don't, not one bit. I'm not greedy. Again, this is greed right here. If I'm in my sell up here and I've got my TP here and I'm still pushing for it to hit down here, that's greed. Now, if I leave a runner, different story, but I don't want to leave a runner. I want to take all the monies today. I took the trade late, but I did it because you had a TP. Look at that. See, Jacqueline was like, he's got a TP. I'm running it. That's it. I love it, Jacqueline. She's a boss. Let's see here. Tuning in while sitting glass at work. Just want to say I appreciate you and your knowledge, bro. Thank you very much, Eric. Thank you very much. Everyone's laughing at Rudy, laughing at Rudy. You're right. No Indian pro body bills. This is funny. I'll have to unmute him in just a second. How many rejections do you wait before entering a 3? Man, if it's a solid good 30-minute, 2 to 3 rejections, I'm in all day. Thanks for the Zoom today. Got in my 9 to 5. Dude, have a good day, Doug. Do you have room for one more trader to move in with you to learn? Not at the moment. I mean, it's not, if I had a massive, like a 15 or 20,000 square foot house and had multiple rooms, I'd say everyone come pack up and come hang out and live. But yeah, this was a once in a lifetime opportunity. Me and Hannah are blessed in the situation that we're in with our life. So we were like, let's just go ahead and, see what we can do. Let this kid have some fun with us, and we'll enjoy life all together. Good morning, Andy. I've been watching the videos and Andy's video live section. The mental jewels there in combination with the 3-day classes process. Big shout out to you, and I appreciate more insight. If you have a moment available, could we please hop on a Zoom together? So Michael, I'm currently not doing any Zooms at the moment. I do have phone calls. So people who want to book a phone call, they can hop on it. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I'm so busy traveling that I don't know when I'm going to be sitting at a desk. I could be out with the wife. I could be at the farm. We could be at the gym. We could be eating dinner. We've got people flying in from all over the country to meet with us for business deals. I've got the summit. I just have all this stuff going on that it's so hard for me to nail down the exact time when I'm going to be sitting at the computer. So with that said, I just opened up calls at the moment. But with that being said, Zooms will open up after the summit because then I'll be a little bit more calm and know what's going on. And guys, real quick, look up here where this wicked, and you'll see it's at the bottom of this gray box. So when we do wick fills, I mean, that right there is an area. Why is this area important? Because look how many times it rejected this wick fill. So we know this acted as a point of resistance, which also could become support right here. So if it breaks this support, then that's where we have this wick fill down here we'll take into consideration. Why close the small entry and let the larger entry run? Was there certain, yeah. So the small entry, so let's say you do partials. So for example, let's say I enter here and let's say I enter this, I'll put this as a sell. Let's make that a sell for 10. All right, so if I were to enter here at a sell for 10, when this thing starts running, I have to come back up here, double click on it and close partials. So what I do sometimes is I put 2 entries there. Instead of having to go back in and close partials, I'll make this entry a 5. And then I'll do another sell entry right like next to it like this. And then this one will be like that. So it'll be a sell and a sell, just like that. And when I have it like this, that way, as this price starts running, if I just want to get rid of one entry, I can close it. So what I did yesterday was I had 2 entries like that. And I took one and I took some money off the table. So now it's a 2.5, so 2.5, like that. All right, well then once we have this price push back up, before this massive wick came down, I had that 2.5. I went ahead and just did this right here, closed it all together. That way I still have my bigger one here. So I'm taking profits off the table as it's running up. I didn't want to. It pained me. Like it absolutely pained me to do it, but that's my rules. I'd have loved to picked up the other 25 extra pips on a 1,000 pip run. I mean, that'd turn that into almost a $50,000 trade. But I'm a creature of habit. I know my rules and I stick to them. And it's like I've got 2 entries here, and my rule is when I get one that's in profit enough, I go ahead and take advantage of it. So that's the reason I closed it out. You were so right about over leveraging with US 30. Down big on my funded account, trying to go for the home run yesterday. So stupid. Thank God I traded with more discipline in my personal, because I'm up 3K from the trades this week. Congratulations, bro. Congratulations. Am I seeing this wick fill reject for a buy now too? No, absolutely not. I mean, be done with the charts. I mean, this is NFP week. So be done. Like between this move we had right here, the rejections and the sell down, be done with it. Let's see here. What was your career before trading? So I worked in corporate America in regulatory compliance and disclosure for one of the largest life group insurance companies in the US. So I did that. I owned several businesses. My career's kind of been all over. I would say I had kind of like a career. The 9 to 5 definitely was in the legality side of insurance. And then outside of that, my businesses were very, very all over the place, from personal training to online boot camps, supplement companies, custom fabrication companies, design, architecture with my dad. I mean, just you name it, I've probably done it at some point. Let's see here. Hey, Andy, can you drop that 2-day class recording? I talked about that earlier. 1,100 pips yesterday, 400 pips today. I know, bro, it's crazy. I'm sorry Andy was late on Zoom, but how'd you come into the sell basis? Yeah, man, the sell basis was a wick fill of this candle up here, and then the 30-minute rejections. And I will be uploading this video for you guys to watch. And life insurance, where it's at. All right, I've answered every question. So let me go ahead and close out of here. I'm going to unmute Rudy here. There he is. Everybody say what's up to the bodybuilder in the community.
Right, you funny. I can't change my name. Zoom took it off that I can't change my name with this random Google account.
I do that. Well, I do that on purpose. I'll have it set when people come into the room, they can't change their Zoom name. And I do that because I like to see who's doing what. So every once in a while, you'll have like someone will get in here not thinking that they were on a Zoom the night before from like their OnlyFans, and it'll be like Secret Dancer 107, and I'm like, I know what they're doing. So it just allows me to see people for their true colors, because they can't change their name.
This is my old gaming YouTube name, but yeah, guys. I hope everybody's doing well. It's been a while since I've been on Zooms with everybody. But yeah, just like Andy said, just building capital at the moment, and it's just, and then yeah, even if you did get on Andy's entry, there was a clean 5-dot structure that was holding support. There was a sell under, and then I caught that, and then it was a dot-to-dot break. So you could have took either or, if you put a sell stop below the support area, or if you took the dot-to-dot breaks. But even that went like 200, 300 something pips, more than that probably now. But I hit TP, so I'm not worried about it.
Look at that.
But yeah.
Drop.
But yeah, man, I mean, Jim keeps me focused on trading, to be honest. It just helps me out more, because if I'm disciplined on one thing, I can always be disciplined on another thing. I think, what's his name? David Goggins, read his book recently. And he said, so far, how far you can push your body. And like Andy's saying, like, I work a lot. I have 3 jobs. I trade, and I go to the gym, and I help my mom out and for business, and I help other people out and in other hotel businesses that I'm involved in. So I'm literally doing like anywhere from, on the average week, from like 60 to almost some weeks up. I think I logged a week where I did about 96 hours, 100 hours a week.
Yeah, that's what's up. I love it.
So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I hope everybody's doing well.